How come all of the champions that I play in my solo queue games that I have so much success with never get taken in pro play? I mean, I go to the player's stream and I ask them, hey, what do you think of these picks? Check out my stats. Do you want to give it a shot in pro play? I'm sure you'll do really well. And they just shun it off. They completely ignore it as if they think that Heimerdinger support is not viable. Why is that? Am I missing something? Well, let's remember one of the most popular solo queue players, Apto, and he states that the only similarities between pro play and solo queue is that the champions in the map are the same. And he's right, the games are completely different. In solo queue, it's about climbing your elo, it's about having fun, and it's also a lot of lack of coordination, lack of teamwork, lack of synergy, etc. Whereas pro play, it's the complete opposite. It's all about teamwork, communication, working together, achieving as much as you can as a 5-man unit, a coordinated unit. And so as a result, the game gets split very differently, as there are champions that fit those two categories very well. And it's exemplified by picks that have a lot of success in solo queue and not so much in pro play. For example, solo queue, Vi has tremendous success. Why? Because she thrives on picking people that are stupid. They're out by themselves, they can easily get picked off, and it's very difficult to get a team that is not coordinated to really collapse on a Vi or protect somebody that's out by themselves. Whereas in pro play, Vi isn't even there. Yet in pro play, you've got picks like Ryze and Rek'Sai that are godly there. Like, these guys are wrecking havoc, yet don't see a lot of success in solo queue. That's because what they bring to the table thrives in pro play. And as a result, there's this divide that is difficult to see because of the appearances of both solo queue and competitive play. But you also have to remember that the goal of a team is to find the best possible champion and use that to their advantage to get as little bit of an advantage as possible to succeed. The end goal for team play is to win. Period. Nothing else matters. And so they want to do all the little things, right? They want to have a good diet, they want to work out, they want to eat right, they want to do their exercises. Everything has to be done to increase the chances of winning just by whatever margin necessary. As long as they feel like it is increasing the chances of success, it will be done. As an example, let's do a throwback to when players used to be called summoners, and the idea was that a player would summon a champion to fight for them in the Summoner's Rift. And so if you think about it like that, why would you not want to summon the best possible champion at all times? You want to have the best champions, and unfortunately the way the game is, there's a set amount of champions that are the best at that time. And so a little bit of a meta is created within pro play of the picks that work best for professional play. The strongest champion at the time, the best, the ones that will increase the chances of winning more than any other. And so that little meta develops and the picks just get traded back and forth, because nobody wants to lower their chances of winning by picking something a little bit out of the meta, a little bit random. Not to say that those picks don't have their place, but they're just way less likely to see play. There are picks that, however, do bypass that completely. You've got champions like Camille that are just so blatantly broken that just get taken completely. And that serves as an example to see how a pick being very overpowered has to be considered heavy priority and every team has to play it, because it increases your chances of winning by such a tremendous amount. I mean, Camille's like 7-1 across all regions. She's permabanned in almost all the other games, and for a good reason. She's that strong. And it becomes the duty of these guys to pick only what matters to win. So next time you find yourself wondering, why is it that my favorite players never listen to my requests for picking whatever Jarvan top lane right now, then that's why. It's just not statistically viable for them to pick something that realistically might see some success in some games, but the risk is too high. You want to keep that stability. The consistency allows you to win. And as a result, your picks from solo queue just don't work for pro play.